This week, the PvP Strike team made a statement saying precision frame auto rifles like the Ammit and the Prosecutor, among others, are dramatically outperforming their intended lethality, leading to one of the most slanted metas that I've seen in a long time, actually. Even in quick play, it's like entirely auto rifles and conditional finality, which is crazy because that's literally a raid exotic. But still, the Strike team thinks this is not great, and they're going to pound them back down a little bit while buffing some other things in a coming update on April 9th. But that also means it's going to pave the way for a different auto rifle to rise to the top, in my opinion. And I'll get to that in a second, but first some folks might be wondering, hey, why do precision frames deserve a nerf, and just how bad is the nerf going to be? So basically, Bungie's philosophy with auto rifles is that they should be easy to use, low barrier of entry, anyone can pick it up, and have an auto rifle feel like they can perform with it okay. But since they're so easy to use, they don't want autos to be also the most lethal things in the sandbox, right? High approachability, but limited lethality to offset it. Imagine if the best way to get a steak perfectly cooked, juicy, and tender was just to toss it in the microwave for a few minutes. I mean, we never slave over a grill meticulously measuring temperatures while enjoying a cold beer on the deck, and then letting the steaks have time to rest afterwards. We wouldn't do that. We'd just be chucking steaks in the microwave by the dozens. Well, Bungie sees auto rifles like microwaves, right? They're easy to use, you get rapid and passable results. But other primary weapon types are more like grills and smokers. You gotta understand the tool to get incredible results. Okay, but how bad is it? I know, that was a real dad analogy, wasn't it? I'm recording this, I'm thinking, man, I'm showing my age here with my dad analogies. But anyways, okay, so how bad is this going to be? Well, essentially, Bungie isn't trying to change the optimal TTK, but they absolutely do want you to basically hit all headshots with precision autos if you want to get that TTK. So they're dropping the base damage down by 5%. So it's not a small nerf, but also it's not going to kill the archetype. They'll still be mega stable, they'll still have exceptional range, they'll be very easy to use, but they'll demand basically, more perfection from you to get that optimal time to kill. Now, in my opinion, this is going to pave the way for an auto rifle that already has a bit of a cult following. An exotic auto rifle that's always hungry, the Necrochasm. And here's some things about the Necro that you probably ought to know. 720 RPM auto rifles, like the Necrochasm, have a basic design philosophy. They have high aim assist, and also the fastest optimal time to kill of any auto rifle family at 0.77 seconds. But the trade-off is that they have much less range. Necrochasm basically gets all the benefits, rapid TTK, high aim assist, with none of the drawbacks. So compare Necro to Chroma Rush, for example, another 720 RPM auto rifle. Chroma Rush has a base range of 25 and a zoom value of 16, right? Bad range, like I said. But Necrochasm, not only does Necrochasm have 39 range, 14 more than Chroma Rush, but it also has a zoom value of 17, which doesn't affect the damage drop-off distance, but it absolutely does have a major impact on how easy it is to beam people from deeper ranges. It also has a recoil pattern of 85, which is basically just straight up. Now, beyond all that, the Necrochasm is just downright friggin' fun. You literally make people's heads blow up and then get a crazy rate of fire buff for 7 seconds, and you can refresh it on kills and just endlessly chain explosions like crazy. I had a quad on stream yesterday with one Necrochasm final blow in the hallway on Rusted Lands. It was glorious, the little heavy cave. But a lot of people overlook this weapon in the current auto rifle meta. But just remember that Necrochasm, it already has the best optimal TTK of any other family of autos right now, including Summoners and Ammits. I mean, just today, this nerf isn't live yet, but just today, I was playing, I got Cathedral of Dusk, right? A large map that leans more towards the strengths of precision and adaptive frame auto rifles. But because of Necrochasm's ability to perform outside the parameters of its subfamily, not only did it hang, it fragged. It was feeding. This lobby had 2 platinum players on the other team against me, and including those 2 guys and the rest of their team, they had 2 Summoners, 1 Ammit, 1 Rasarago, which is another incredible adaptive auto rifle with Onslaught, as well as 2 conditional finalities to boot. And still, the Necrochasm was able to top frag against the hard meta autos in the hands of a few exceptional players, 2 of whom are the same rank as me. Even on maps like Eternity and Fortress, The weapon is able to rise to the challenge because it ignores the rules. It has a bit of an attitude, and that's what I love about it. It's like when your kid gets an attitude, but their delivery it's kind of really good, so you just sort of have to tip the hat to them. Just last night, after doing story time with the kids, we always do like a short 3-minute Bible story before we tuck them in. And I told my son, hey, turn to Philippians for the verse of the night. And I watched him flip through and right past it. And I'm like, no, buddy, it's Philippians. And he goes, yeah, Dad, I'm Philippian right past it. And then he smirked because he knew that was a solid dad joke. And I just had to let it slide because honestly, it was pretty good. Anyway, all this to say, Necrochasm is an outlier in its family. It colors outside of the lines and it pushes the limits of what a 720 can do. And in the current landscape, especially with less special in play, and everyone using weapons that have longer TTKs than Necrochasm does, it's ripe hunting grounds for this thing, and she's hungry. And she's only gonna get better when these current auto rifles take a hit in that future update. So I encourage you, let your Necrochasm out of the vault, feed it a bit, give it a little love and tenderness, and she'll perform for you in some scary ways, I promise. And if you don't have a Necrochasm, because it takes a lot of rating to get one, then my condolences. And get friggin' wrecked, you nerds. Nah, but for real, make sure you're leveraging the Fireteam Finder feature in-game and getting involved in some raids. Crota's End has some exceptional loot between the Abyss Defiant, the Oversoul Edict, and the Necrochasm. I know people are interested in running it, so watch a raid guide as some homework so you understand the encounters and get in there and get some loot. Thanks as always for tuning into the video today. The support lately on the channel has been absolutely mind-blowing and I'm so grateful for all of you. We've picked up like 1,500 new subs in the last couple of weeks alone, and that's incredible to me as we're getting super close to that 300,000 subscriber mark with just 4,000 left to go. And shameless plug, we've been streaming a lot more on Twitch these days, so feel free to stop by the stream sometime. We have a lot of fun over there and a great welcoming community, very chill, very laid back. We do trial streams, we do quick play streams, so yeah, that is over at twitch.tv/TheTrueVanguard. True Vanguard was already taken when I made that account, and the guy that owned it reached out to me and he's like, I'll give it to you for $300. I told him to take a hike. That account's since been deactivated, and Twitch did offer it to me, but I was like, I'm already here. I've already got my community established. We'll just keep what we got. So anyways, stop by sometime. We'd love to see you. Now, if you enjoyed the video, please consider leaving a like, as that's the best free way to support my content here on YouTube. Be warm and well fed, my friends, and I do hope to catch you in the Crucible.